pandemic regulation Title 42 is set to be lifted in May. Coming up on Cronkite News, we take you to the southern border to hear how they are preparing for a suspected rush in immigrants crossing the border. Plus, the deadline for small businesses to apply for COVID grants from the City of Phoenix is this Friday. We tell you everything you need to know coming up. And later, we see how Girl Scouts are encouraging young women to enter male-dominated professions.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Mia Marquez.
And I'm Molly Hudson. Thank you for joining us. Thousands of migrants are anxiously awaiting the removal of Title 42, which will determine whether or not they'll be able to apply for political asylum in the United States or if they'll have to remain in Mexico. Cronkite News reporter Andrea Villalobos is in Nogales, Sonora, Mexico to hear their stories.
Title 42 was invoked by former President Donald Trump 2 years ago. President Joe Biden is set to end its use on May 23rd. After that date, migrants and refugees who are caught by Border Patrol agents will again be eligible to apply for political asylum.
These migrants fled from southern Mexico to seek asylum in the United States. For their safety, they do not want to be fully identified, and we respect their privacy.
I was threatened, I was beaten. They put guns to my head.
She says she experienced the civil unrest firsthand before coming to the Keno Border Initiative.
I'm scared. I'm afraid the cartels could find me. They're all the same and they always find a way to look for us, and I'm afraid to be here.
Rosario has a similar story.
It makes me sad that my children aren't truly safe and don't have stability.
Migrants like them arrive here every day to seek refuge at the Keno Border Initiative in Nogales, Sonora, Mexico.
So our shelter right now is open to 80, it's capacitated for 80 people to be housed here.
Here they can receive hot meals, clothing, medical attention, mental health resources, spiritual guidance, and more.
We still are living in a pandemic, so we are taking these public health measures to make sure that everyone is safe. So we're not open to our full capacity.
Some migrants have been waiting for nearly 2 years, and some say they are frustrated.
I want them to see that there are many lives, many generations, many dead children at the border.
But they are hopeful for what they may find across the border if their status is approved.
My dream would be to have a little house where my children could be calm, away from all that crime. I don't want a big mansion for me. With 2 rooms, I'd be just fine.
At the time, there's a lawsuit raised in part by Attorney General Mark Brnovich. Title 42 is set to expire May 23rd, and the fate of these migrants will be decided at that time. In Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, Andrea Villalobos, Cronkite News.
Many drivers are struggling with higher gas prices. Politicians are trying to find ways to bring prices down, including the suspension of fuels taxes and waiving federal rules on the types of gasoline. President Biden said Tuesday that his administration will suspend the ban on higher levels of ethanol in gasoline in the summer. The fuel, otherwise known as E15 gas, is typically 10 cents cheaper than regular gas. This comes at a time of record high gas prices.
With this waiver, on June 1, you're not going to show up at your local gas station and see a bag over the pump that has the cheapest gas. You're going to be able to keep filling up with E15, and it's going to solve the whole problem.
One concern of the higher ethanol gas is it can add to pollution because it evaporates faster and reacts with sunlight. The waiver of this federal rule may not impact Arizona, as according to AAA, there are almost no gas stations in the state that sell E15 gas. AAA also says you cannot use E15 in school buses, motorcycles, or older model cars. Senator Kyrsten Sinema calls for both domestic drilling and renewable energy to solve the U.S. reliance on foreign oil. Last month, the U.S. banned imports of gas and oil from Russia after its invasion of Ukraine. The Democratic senator agreed with the move, but criticized the Biden administration regarding potential foreign imports from other troubled nations. Sinema says the U.S. has to increase American production in a way that is sustainable and efficient for the future. She goes on to say that the U.S. has to become a more resilient system so that we can meet our own energy needs.
It's not time to take masks off on planes just yet. The CDC announced it will extend the federal mask mandate on public transportation for at least 2 more weeks. The mandate was set to expire April 18th, but the Biden administration announced it will remain in place until May 3rd. Officials say the extension is to allow more time to study the BA.2 variant that is responsible for the rise in cases across the country. The CDC is waiting to see if the increase in cases leads to an increase in adverse events, such as hospitalizations and deaths, before announcing a less restrictive travel policy. Small businesses in Phoenix who are searching for COVID-19 relief grants from the city have until this Friday to submit an application.
Designed to help businesses who've struggled through the pandemic's economic impact, the small business grants can range from $3,000 to $15,000. Since the city received $8 million from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, they've tried to get the word out to businesses who may need money.
What we do is we connect them directly to the Department of Community and Economic Development. And so they have staff that will walk people through, and also supporting business alliances like 19 North, Local First, right, Fuerza Local, all these groups out there that are supporting small businesses.
The Arizona Community Foundation is an organization that supports Arizona's business economy and helps with the toll COVID-19 has taken.
Through this COVID pandemic, everybody has suffered from both a business perspective and from a just a survival perspective. And so we see it as a part of our role in providing community support.
To be eligible for the grant, businesses must show revenue loss related to COVID-19 and have been operating in Phoenix for at least a year. When it comes to the future of Arizona's small businesses, collaboration is key.
We also want to thank the municipalities that have partnered with us, because they acted quickly and moved very quickly to get this money out to those that needed it. So we didn't do it alone. Every one of the thousands of businesses that received a check with our logo on it just brings pride to my heart that we've helped someone that needed it.
In Phoenix, Mackenzie Allen Charmley, Cronkite News.
Other requirements for eligible businesses include having fewer than 25 employees and have less than $3 million in annual revenue.
Coming up after the break, girls are taking a hold of the hammer. We take a look at the program encouraging girls to enter male-dominant professions, including construction.
And also, a new proposal is in consideration to limit Lake Powell water releases. Information on how it could affect water users across the state next.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons, your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go, lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
ASU scientists and engineers are reaching for the stars by preparing an asteroid mission that is set to launch this summer. The Psyche mission entering its final preparation stage at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The spacecraft is in Pasadena, ready to leave the Earth and head to a journey where anything can happen. The mission is to an asteroid that is 3 astronomical units away from Earth. That's 3 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. The spacecraft is set to lift off and head into space in August. Women make up 10% of the construction workforce. Sharp Construction and Girl Scouts partnered up in an effort to pave the way for the future of the industry. I spoke with one Girl Scout eager to get her hands on some tools in the new project. Girls Can Build is an initiative to educate young women interested in construction.
I'm very excited because this program specifically is going to give more girls opportunities to pursue things in architecture and building.
Savannah Ellis has been a Girl Scout for 6 years, and her interest in this industry came from her love of math and building.
I've built a swing set with my grandpa. I build a lot of stuff just out of scrap materials like cardboard.
Savannah, like many other Girl Scouts, is excited to learn more about the industry, and that is the goal of Tiffany Sharp of Sharp Construction.
It's too often that I see high school students that are graduating, and these young girls are going to college with the idea that they're expected to select their career for the rest of their life, but they don't really always know what career opportunities are really there for them.
Girls Can Build announced its first project with the Girl Scouts Arizona Cactus Pine Council.
With our partnership with Girl Scouts, we are fundraising to build a mobile workshop.
This unit will drive around to different campsites and include tools and other hands-on opportunities.
The opportunity to touch the tools, learn about life skills such as fixing a toilet or any of those items where these are skills that even if they don't go into the trades would definitely be helpful as they manage their future apartments or houses or just in life.
Women make up almost 52% of the workforce across the country, according to Sharp. But that number is not seen in construction.
I feel like there's a massive gap in the amount of women that are getting up every single day, leaving their families and going to work, but not coming into our industry.
Sharp hopes that if a young girl has a passion for building like she did, they won't let anything get in their way.
If your dream is to design or build, then be it. Be bold to build.
They hope to have the mobile unit built and open for use in the fall, and they are raising money to make it happen. A Salt River project is working to give power to homes in Navajo Nation who have never had electricity. The Light Up Navajo project gave power to some of the 15,000 homes beyond SRP's normal service territory. The project is organized by the American Public Power Association and Navajo Tribal Utility Authority. 30 SRP employees out of the Tempe Service Center facility worked on the project 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. The 8-week effort hopes to give electricity to 300 homes. A new proposal to limit Lake Powell water releases could mean cutbacks for some water users in Arizona. We take a look at who will be impacted and what this means for Lower Colorado River Basin states. The Department of Interior is proposing to keep about 480,000 acre-feet of water from being released to Lower Colorado River Basin states like Arizona, California, and Nevada. The goal? To protect Glen Canyon Dam's ability to produce hydroelectricity. The move could mean significant shortages for those who rely on Colorado River water, such as Pinal County and Tucson. But the most visible reductions will be seen in agriculture.
Nobody wants to tell someone you don't get as much water as you've been relying on for your business or for your community. By the same token, there are opportunities for reallocating or for paying some large water users to use less, and where some of those opportunities have recently been, quite a number of them have already been, taken.
A decision has not been made yet regarding the proposal. The Department of the Interior is looking for feedback from individual states by April 22nd.
After a windy day yesterday, we're starting to see temperatures warm up this week. Peyton Majors in the Cronkite News Weather Center with more.
Happy Wednesday. Yesterday was an incredibly windy day. We reached gusts of 30 miles an hour here in Phoenix. Today is a different story, much calmer outside, and we're going to continue those calm gusts today and the rest of tomorrow. But why was it so windy? That's because of a cold front. Now, we often hear about cold fronts, but what exactly is it? A cold front represents the boundary between cold and warm air. It usually cools down temperatures and packs dry air with it. It's one of the many uplift mechanisms we like to say in meteorology. If it was moist outside in the air, it probably would have rained yesterday, but since it's so dry, it brought us those windy conditions that we saw. Since it's also so dry, look at these dew points in the negatives. We often do not see this time of year. Also probably why your skin's been dry, your lips been dry. It's because the air is trying to take moisture from wherever it can. So make sure maybe to apply some lotion tonight. This morning was pretty cold. We woke up in the 40s, 51 tomorrow for our low, in the below freezing range in the high country. Highs tomorrow will be 10 degrees hotter than today, 84 in Phoenix and Tucson, 58 in Flagstaff. We'll hit 90 as soon as Friday this week. Saturday, we'll have those breezy conditions similar to yesterday, and the rest of this week is looking pretty warm. 92 on Easter Sunday, a chance of 100 degrees come Monday, and the mid-90s all next week. Our first 100-degree day is May 2nd. Since we're trending so warm this year, we'll likely see that first 100 day in the next couple of weeks. In the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Peyton Major.
I'm Tyler Rolfs. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. We'll tell you how the Embry-Riddle flight program is taking their program to new heights. Next.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They've given us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Tyler Rolfs, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. Former University of Arizona forward Sam Thomas is staying in the Valley. The fan favorite signed a training camp deal with the Mercury yesterday after not being selected in the WNBA draft. It was a busy week for the fifth-year senior after she caught a touchdown pass at the U of A football spring game. She announced her contract yesterday on Twitter and said she is, quote, super excited for this opportunity. Thomas will now join Diana Taurasi, Skylar Diggins-Smith, and Diamond DeShields this offseason. WNBA President Nneka Ogwumike spoke out yesterday about Brittany Griner's detainment in Russia. She told Good Morning America, quote, BG is us. We are BG. We're really most concerned about her health and safety, especially her mental health. We're hearing in that respect she's okay, but we want her home. The Suns' playoff schedule for the first series has just been announced, with times, locations, and ways to watch the game. With the Suns being the #1 seed, they will be the home team for the first 2 games before hitting the road for the next 2. The first game will take place Sunday night at 6 p.m., and you can watch the game on Bally Sports Arizona or TNT. Head coach Monty Williams is confident for their team's performance for Sunday night.
Even though we don't know who we're going to play, some sort of presentation to give them some things that we can get better at. But yeah, the itch is there. Guys are in a good place, I think, mentally, and we'll be ready to go come Sunday.
And on the baseball diamond, Diamondbacks starting pitcher Zach Gallen will have to wait for his debut of the 2022 season. The right-handed pitcher was supposed to make his start yesterday against the Astros, but was scratched from the lineup after getting a small cut on his thumb. Manager Torey Lovello said that he had a household accident where he pinched his thumb on an electrical box. Gallen is now expected to make his start against the New York Mets series this week. Embry-Riddle University has one of the most decorated collegiate flight teams in the country. Cronkite News reporter Zachary Larson shows us how the program has been able to dominate in the skies.
Tucked away in the heart of Prescott sits the city's regional airport, also known as the home of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University flight team. Prescott offers a unique airspace for the school to train, as the program has doubled its enrollment since 2018.
We are not necessarily in competition locally with our ability to fly and the airspace around us. So that allows us to manage our growth by knowing that expansion is capable in the North Central Arizona region.
Instead, the school's competition comes from other aeronautic programs. Head coach Sean Shepard, who won a title as interim head coach last year, believes his students' dedication to flying is a big reason for the team's 13 national championships.
Usually the expectations that we have for our team are that they're putting in 10 to 15 hours a week. So it's basically like your normal football player. You know, they have practice and they have video time, and then they also have the weights, and that's what we're doing as our team.
It's not only the planes themselves that set the Golden Eagle flight team apart from other aeronautic programs, it's these flight simulators that play a key role in developing the team's championship pedigree.
Having the availability of realistic flight simulators and stuff like that, especially how available they are, it's a very large part of it.
Nimala, who is a senior captain on the team, had little experience with airplanes as a freshman, but he quickly fell in love with flying.
I flew maybe twice, 3 times, so I really didn't have a big grasp on what the aviation industry was all about when I came here.
Although students may be unfamiliar with the industry at first, Embry-Riddle's ability to provide up-to-date planes and technology has given them an advantage over the other programs across the country.
Most of our airplanes that are out on our line are replaced, every 5-6 years. The equipment, the sims, the same.
The next step for the school? Expand their fleet of simulators and a larger runway as it looks to welcome more students while continuing its dynasty at the competitive level for years to come. In Prescott, Zachary Larson, Cronkite News.
And some exciting news for baseball fans. ASU alum Spencer Torkelson just hit his first home run in the majors. That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Molly.
Coming up, we take a look into ASU Gamage's new Broadway season. We see which beloved classics are making their way to the stage starting in October.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons, your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go, lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Attention all theater goers. ASU Gamage just put the curtains up on their new 2022-2023 Broadway season. The new lineup includes Six the Musical, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, Jesus Christ Superstar, Disney's Frozen, A Soldier's Play, Hairspray, Beetlejuice, and a beloved classic, Annie. Six the Musical is set to kick off the season starting October 4th. All season ticket holders are now able to renew their subscriptions, and ticket sales for the new season are expected to start soon.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.